Hello, lovely primary 4 pupils of Torchbearers Academy. Good day. I am excited once again to take you through today's class. I hope you enjoyed and understood lessons at our previous class, and I trust that you are prepared for today's class. So today in social studies, we will be discussing personal hygiene and physical development. What is personal hygiene? Personal hygiene can be defined as the personal ways of taking care of our body. The personal way of taking care of our body. On the other hand, physical development is the rate at which we grow. It is important to note that you experience fast growth as a baby or during your infancy. When you were a baby, you tend to grow very fast, then it slows down a bit. Now when you approach adolescence, growth rate becomes faster again. Because at that point, you are growing to become an adult. Now that takes us to the characteristics of physical development at pre-adolescent stage. Number 1, the girl's breasts begin to develop and grow bigger. Okay, you discover it as you grow older. Of course, number 2, both boys and girls begin to grow hair in their armpits and pubic areas. Now, your pubic area is that area of your body where you have your vagina and your penis. Okay, so in those areas, you begin to see hair growth there. Under your armpits, you see hair there too. Of course, number 3, there are changes in the voice of boys. Now, the boy's voice changes from the tiny little voice toward the deep voice. Okay? Now, moving on to factors that can hinder healthy growth in children. Number 1, infections. Of course, when you are sick, you can't grow properly. A person that is constantly sick, you treat malaria today, tomorrow you treat dysentery, the other day you treat another one, you treat fever. You will not grow properly, okay? You will not grow what? Properly. Your health will always be shaken because of what? Infections. Number 2, poor feeding. Of course, you know we need food to grow. Of course, you need food to grow. Now, not just food, but a balanced what? Diet. A diet that contains all the classes of what? Nutrients. Okay, now, when you don't feed or eat properly, you will not grow properly. Is that clear? Number 3, you have overworking. When children overwork themselves, it affects their health. Now, when you overwork yourself, you don't have time to eat. Even when you eat, you don't rest. Before you know, you are off everywhere. You don't have time to say, okay, let me rest, let me bathe, let me do this or do something for myself. You're always walking. Okay, trek from here to here and all of that. Things like that can affect what? Your health. Of course, lack of rest and sleep can also affect your what? Your health. So you need a lot of sleep and what? Rest. Okay, another factor that can affect is what? Early childbearing. Now, when a parent gets married very early or at a tender age, okay, and gives birth to a child, the mother might not be matured enough to mother a child at that moment. Or in some cases where there is no proper planning, after you deliver one this year, the next year you are delivering another. Things like that can affect the child's health. The child might begin to experience difficulty as he or she grows older or grow older, Okay, so let's be mindful of this. And of course, we have hereditary factors. But first, what is heredity? Heredity is the transmission of physical characters from parents to children through their what? Genes. Okay? Now, aside genes that are transferred, diseases and conditions such as heart disease, diabetes, obesity can also be passed through genes thereby affecting the growth and development of the child in general. So these are some of the factors that can affect or hinder the health of what? Children. Now let's take a look at the characteristics of household population, okay? And the effects on personal what? Hygiene. Number one, the number of people living in a house can actually affect the personal hygiene. Can affect personal hygiene. Imagine you staying in a room where you have 5 persons or 8 people in that room. Of course, it's going to affect you. Okay? Then growth rate of children will be affected by their what? Personal hygiene. Now, because you don't practice a good personal hygiene, it's going to affect your health because of the what? The population. And of course, educational level of the family members or child family members can also affect his or her personal hygiene. If your parents are not educated, they don't know what it means to maintain good hygiene, you cannot be taught. Okay? You can't be taught. It's what they know they will teach you. If, for instance, at home, you don't practice washing of hands regularly, you don't practice brushing your teeth regularly, of course, it's going to affect your health. Okay? Now, with this, we've come to the end of today's class. And by God's grace, in our next class, we'll be discussing drug abuse. An assignment has been dropped for you in the PDF file. Please ensure you do the assignment and submit. Thank you. Ensure you stay home, wash your hands regularly, and stay safe.